your first question, introduce about yourself.
Okay. Hello, myself Ritika R. Kumar, and I completed BE in 2017 pass out. Done in the Karnataka from my SB College, Appa Institute of Technology. BE in the IT branch. And I completed recently Java course at the JBK Institute, Pune. And now currently I am searching a job. And I am a hard worker and a quick learner. And I am mainly focused on the R&D, that is research and development. And my hobbies are watching news and listening music. And not achieved any goal, and achieved gold medal in the school level. That's it about me.
Okay, yes, Ritika. Okay, so tell me about your skill set. Is there any skill set like a Java? Then so in Java, what kind of concept you have learned?
I have skills about okay. I learned the core Java, and in the backend I learned SQL language. And now currently I am going to learning manual and automation. That is, we are using Selenium tool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, no problem.
Mainly focus on my core Java and SQL.
Okay. Yes, no problem. Yes. Yes, okay. So shall we start from the Java?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so yes, Ritika, so tell me about some features of Java. So, what kind of features are come with the Java language?
Okay, Java is really object-oriented language.
Okay.
And it is easy to use compared to other languages.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it is platform independent. Java is also platform independent. That is, we can run on any platform. Like any else, we can run Java.
Yes. Yes, okay. So you said the Java is object oriented, okay, na?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Then, so can you explain the OOPS concept, like abstraction, polymorphism, what are that?
In the OOPS concept in the Java, there are many other OOPS concepts.
Okay.
Abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, and encapsulation, interface. These are the OOPS concepts in the Java.
Okay. Yes. So, do you know about the polymorphism?
Yeah, in the polymorphism, one action behaves differently in different stages. For example, a person know many languages. He can speak in any language. Person is the ear for object, and the speak is the polymorphism. He can speak in any language. One action behaves differently at the different stages. And in the polymorphism, two types are there. That is compile-time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Compile-time polymorphism, we just set compile time. Runtime polymorphism, we set runtime. Example for compile-time is the overloading, method overloading. In the example of the method overriding is runtime polymorphism is the method overriding, which is happen between the two classes. In this method overloading, concept inheritance will come in the method overriding.
Okay. Great.
Yes. And in the overloading, having multiple methods with same name but different signature in the same class is called method overloading. In the method overloading, some concepts are there that we should follow, some rules.
Okay. Yes, great.
Different arguments. First one, there should be different arguments.
Okay.
And another one, if we take same arguments but different type must be the different. And third one is if we take same or different arguments and type must be the different. These three rules, three rules we should follow.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So, do you know about the modifiers? What are the modifiers are in Java?
Yes, sir. There are 4 types of modifiers in Java.
Okay.
Public, public, protected, default, and private. Public is the access specifier. It is the scope of the public is the throughout the project, and the scope of the default is within the package we can access. Default, default access specifier. Protected is we can access in the same package also, but we can access in the different package in the only in the subclass reference. By using subclass reference only we can achieve protected. And another one, private. Private access specifier is only we can access within the class. We cannot achieve outside of the class. Nothing but we can use for the security purpose.
Okay, so yes, great. Okay. Have you heard about the static within Binance?
Yeah, yes sir, yeah. Static is nothing but it's a keyword. It belongs to the class rather than the object. It is mainly while object creating, it's loading while class loading only, it will load the static. And the static is also one copy storage. For example, any company CEO has changed, that is applied to all members. CEO, any company, for example, any company changed the CEO, then it is applied to all customers. This is static, and the static can be achieved by using class name. We will not create the objects in the static. Directly we can use by using class name dot variable name, class name dot method name, like this.
Yes, great. Then yes, also okay. So do you know what are the types of wrapper classes in our Java?
Whatever there are primitive types are there, all are the wrapper classes. Integer, character, boolean, and float double. These are the wrapper classes. We convert them primitive into object into primitive.
Okay, great. Yes. So what is constructor and what are the types of constructor you have used in your application?
I have used user-defined constructor, default constructor, and constructors are nothing but a special method name which is same as that of class name. It is used to initialize the variables mainly. In these two types are there, user-defined constructor and default constructor. If user not mentioned any constructor, then JVM will going to put default constructor. And if user has mentioned constructor, then JVM will not going to put default constructor. That you have to mention is called user-defined constructor. That is para. Is also called as constructor overloading. Same method name with different signatures.
Great. Yes. So let's take one scenario. So I have one parent class, which has one parameterized constructor, and I have one child class. I have one A class, A class having B is a child. So these two classes we have. So in the A class, I have parameterized constructor. And in the B class, I'm not taking any parameterized constructor. I'm just taking, just a default or no argument constructor.
No argument constructor.
Yes. So is this code compile or run? So
in the parent class, you are taking parameterized.
Yes.
In the child class, you are taking no argument.
Yes.
It will not transfer.
Yes. Okay. No problem.
It will not run.
Okay. Is there any reason to not run?
Because it is different. It's parameterized. You are taking your default constructor. Then we cannot create object.
Okay, great. Yes, no problem. Yes.
Can you say this answer for this question?
Yes, I'll share your answer after the completion. Okay?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay. Yes. So do you know what is super calling statement and this calling statement?
Yeah, super is a keyword. This is also keyword. Super can be applied to variable methods and constructors. Super is used to call the superclass constructor or superclass object. This is a keyword can be applied to variable method and constructor. This method this keyword is used to call the current class object. In within the class only we will call by using this.
Okay.
And for example, we can say to call the instance variable also we will use this, and super. Super is used to call the global variable.
Okay. Yes. And okay, so great. Now let's move to the exception part. So do you know what is a throwable class in exception hierarchy?
Yeah, throwable superclass is the object. Throwable subclasses are the exception and error. In the exception, there are two subclasses are there: checked exception and unchecked exception. In the unchecked exception, arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, array out of bound exception. These will come in the unchecked exception. In the checked exception, class not found exception, file not found exception, IO exception. These will come. These are that's it about that. No, I know about exceptions.
Yes, okay, no problem. Yes, what are the keywords are used in exception, like try, example, for example, try is there.
Try, catch, block, finally. Try, catch, finally, throws. We will achieve exception handling by using these. Try, catch, block, and finally, throws.
Okay. So, yes, what is the difference between throw and throws keyword?
And the throw is mainly followed by the instance variable. Throws is followed by the class. In the throw we cannot throw multiple exceptions. Using throws we can throw multiple exceptions. In the throw we can use within the method. Throws will be used within the method signature mainly. And the throws checked exception cannot be propagated. In the unchecked exception in the throws checked exception can be propagated.
Okay. Great. Yes. That's okay. Now, so tell me what is use of finally block?
Finally it is a block where you are using after the try catch block. It is executed. The finally block is always gets executed whether exception occurs or not. This is the main thing in the finally block.
Yes, great. Yes, let's take one scenario. Okay, I have one main method. Okay, suppose I have one test class. Inside test class, I have main method. Okay, just write so you will get clarity.
Okay, I am writing.
Okay, yes. So inside the test, inside the main method, I call M1 method. Okay. Then I have inside the M1 method I have handled the null pointer exception by using the try catch. Okay, and inside the M1 method, inside the try block, I call the M2 method. Okay, and inside the M2 method, I write like code. I mean string str is equal to null. Str dot length function I have called str dot length. Then inside the M2 method, I have write string str is equal to null and str dot length str dot length. Then what will be the output? Is code is compiled or runtime fail or something? Yes.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will compile.
Okay, so it will run?
No, it will not run, but it will compile.
Okay, great. So let's move to the next scenario. Okay, so that's it. That's fine. Okay. So have you worked on a collection chapter? Do you know about the collection?
I have worked. Yes, collections is a framework. That is in the collections we have implemented many classes, interfaces. Classes are nothing but list set. Interfaces, list set, queue, and classes are nothing but linked list, array list, vector, hash hash map, linked hash map. These are the classes and interfaces.
Okay.
And collections are nothing but a group of objects. It is used to store the group of objects.
Okay, great. So do you know what is the default size of linked list?
Default size of 10.
Linked list.
Default size of linked list.
Linked list. So linked list is the implementation class of list, na?
Yeah.
List interface.
Hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So what is the size? Default size. When I create linked list, L is equal to new linked list.
Yeah.
Then internally.
It will.
So do you know size?
Default size is 10, sir. 10.
Okay, great. No problem. Yes. What is the difference between set and list?
Set and list. In the list, duplicates are allowed. In the set, duplicates are not allowed. In the list, it is ordered. In the set, it is unordered.
Okay.
And in the... Okay.
Yes, great. Yes. So have you heard about map interface? So
Yeah,
kind of things. Yes. Can you explain?
Map is used to store mainly key value pair.
Okay.
In the map is implemented by many classes.
Okay.
Hash map, linked hash map, hash table, tree map.
Okay.
And in the map we used to it is used to iterate the elements using put method. We will use. And we will iterate elements by using key set. We will get the key and values by key set and get method. And to iterate the elements, we will use for each loop. And iterator, list iterator, we will use in the map.
Okay.
To iterate the elements.
Okay. Great. So that's it. Now, so do you?
Yeah, Rutika.
Yes, Shubham.
Yeah, Rutika.
Yeah, hi sir.
I want to ask some question on string. So, what is a string, Rutika?
The string is a final class that cannot be inherited. Strings comes under the java.long package, language package. And string objects are immutable, sir. Cannot be changed. Once created, cannot be changed. And some methods of strings are there. 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase, is empty, and concat, prim method, and contains, if elements contains or not.
Okay, so Ritika, string is a immutable or mutable concept?
Immutable.
What is the string immutability concept?
What, sir?
What is the string immutability concept? Yeah, you said na string is immutable. So what is the string immutability concept?
Once objects are created, then it cannot be modified again.
Yeah, great. So yeah, so next question: what is the difference between string buffer, and string builder?
Strings are the immutable. String buffer and string builder are the mutable in nature. And in the string method, we will override toString method and hashcode and equals. And in the string buffer and string builder, we will only override hashcode and equals. toString method we will not override.
Okay,
and,
fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
yeah. So Ritika, who invented Java language, or who is the father of the Java language?
What, sir?
Who is invented a Java language, or who is the father of a Java language?
James Gosling.
Yeah, great. Yes, Samadhan, continue.
Yes, Rutika. So yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so I have some questions. Yes. Okay, so there is one scenario completed. Yes. So we have one static block. Do you know static block? Instance block. What is instance?
Instance blocks are nothing but it's simply curly braces. Before the main method, it will going to execute a block. And static block is by keeping name as static open curly brace, close curly brace. It's called static block.
Static block. Okay, no problem. So yes, suppose I have instance block okay, and
Hmm.
constructor and one method, then which one will get executed
Sir,
first?
can you repeat once again?
So I have instance block, constructor, and one
Hmm.
method. Then in this hierarchy, which one will get executed first?
Sir, first will be executed block.
Okay.
Then block, after the block, constructor, and
Yes.
then method, and then method.
Okay. Okay. Great. That's it. Then
Sir,
again,
is
I
it
have
correct or not?
yes, it is correct. Yes, definitely. So again, I have one scenario like I have one a static block and main method and one static method. Then which one will get first?
What, sir, can you repeat once again?
Static block is there, main method is there, and static method is there. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Then which one will get executed first?
It will get executed static block.
Okay.
After that, we move into the
Hmm.
main method. After the main
Hmm.
method,
Hmm.
static method.
Yes, great. Okay. No problem. So yes, Rutika. So again, there is one question I have. So do you know size of integer?
Yeah, sir, 4 bytes.
Yes. So great. No problem. And what is the size of Boolean type?
Boolean, it is a incompatible type. It will store in the form of true or false.
Okay. So default size. Do you know? Suppose I'm not
Default.
specifying any size
False.
for that false. Okay, great.
Yes.
And character?
Null.
Yes. No problem. So yes,
Default
Shubham.
size of
So
character.
yes, default size of character. It is a blank space, Rutika.
We can also say null, na, sir? Null.
Null is we can say null is one type of keyword. I mean, it is not keyword, it is a literal. Okay.
Literal.
Null
Okay.
null we can assign for the objects, but not for primitives. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Rutika, I want to ask some more on questions.
Okay, sir.
We have one scenario like you know that our main method is a public static void main, okay?
Yeah, sir.
So instead of that, we can take a static public void main.
Yeah, we can take, sir. Yeah.
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
We can replace. We can replace like this.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so another one you have one scenario like I have one class like a student, okay?
Okay.
Like student, so I have one constructor student and I am specifying one return type like a void. Then code will get compiled or not?
No, sir, it will not compile. For the constructor, return type will not come under the constructor.
Okay.
If we take the method, if we take a return type, then it will treat as a normal method. Then yeah, it will work, sir. It will compile.
Yeah.
It will treat like a normal method, yeah.
Yeah. So what is the difference between finally, and finalize?
Yeah, final is a keyword that can be applied to variable, methods, and class. If we apply it to the variable, that cannot be modified that value. If we apply it to the method, we cannot override that method. If we apply it to the class, that we cannot extend that class. Outside of the members, we cannot that final class. And final is nothing but it's a block. It's always gets executed before the try can. It always gets executed whether the exception occurs or not. It does not mean to that. And finalize is a method. We will call the finalize method before garbage collection. Before moving to the object to the unwanted storage, that time JVM will call the finalize method automatically, internally. Sorry. That's what I know about.
Yeah, okay, fine. So, have you heard about singleton class?
In the what's the singleton design pattern?
Yeah.
In the singleton design pattern, only one objects are there, sir. Only one object it contains. More than one object it does not contain.
Okay. Yeah.
We are used in the hierarchical inheritance. That time we are going to use singleton design pattern.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that is
Okay. Yeah. So you mentioned in your worked on SQL. Like, okay. So what is a SQL?
yeah, SQL is a language that is used to interact with the database, sir.
SQL stands for?
Standard query language.
Sorry?
Standard query language.
Standard.
Structural query language.
Yeah.
You can say.
Okay, sorry, sir. Structural query language.
Yeah. It's okay. So yeah, Ritika, what are the different types of commands are used in SQL?
Yeah, sir. DDL, DML. DDL stands for data definition language. DML stands for data manipulation language. And DCL, DTL, and DCL is data control language. And in the DDL, we are going to use the commands for creating table, drop, alter, truncate. In the DML, we are use the commands, for example, insert, update, delete.
Okay.
These only I used in my project.
Yeah, great. So what are the different types of joins are in SQL?
Yeah, sir. There are 3 types of joins are there in the SQL. Inner join, outer join, and full join. And joins are used to join between the 2 tables based on the primary key and the foreign keys.
Okay.
In the inner join, common fields will be displayed from the both tables, left table and right table.
Yeah.
Left. Okay.
Yeah, okay, fine. So what is the difference between primary key and foreign key?
Primary key and Primary key and foreign key both are the unique keys. Primary key we will use only one class. Sorry, it is only one key allowed. It is we can join the tables in the primary key based on the foreign keys. And in the foreign key is nothing but a links between 2 tables. We will give the reference of the primary key in the reference table. For example, patient ID. In the one table, patient ID is the primary key. We are taking that reference as another patient ID. He will check the sonography and he will take the BCG test. In both we are taking the patient ID as the foreign key in these 2 tests. This is the relation between primary key and foreign key.
Okay, so what is the difference between primary key and unique key?
Primary key and unique key are also null. Both are unique only. In the unique key, only one value allowed. In the primary key, unique key multiple values are allowed. In the primary key, only one unique value allowed. In the unique key, only one single null value allowed. In the primary key, no null values are not allowed. In the unique key, we cannot join the tables based on the primary key. In the primary key, we can join our links between the 2 tables using the primary key.
Okay, fine. So you have one scenario in an SQL, like I have one table like a student, okay?
Yes, sir.
And in that have 3 fields like student ID, student name and student address, okay?
Student ID, name, address.
Yeah, so my problem is that I want to display only name with student having SID is equal to 100.
SID is equal to 100.
And I want to display only the name. So what is the query about that?
Only name, okay.
Only
select
name I want to
from
display.
table name. Select star from table name where SID is equal to 100.
Yeah. But I want to display only name, not address. In that query, what will happen? 3 fields are occur. But I want to display only the name column, student name column, with student having 100 ID.
Okay. Where in this we will use and and command. And operator. Select star from table name where SID is equal to 100 and S name is equal to, for example, ABC.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine, Rutika. I have to done from my side. Samadhan, do you want to ask some more questions?